Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Hope you're all doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, you absolute legends. Before I start, though, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And please don't forget to smash the like on the video and put the notifications on, guys. You know the drill. Thank you so much. And welcome to the newcomers, of course, guys. Really good to have you on board. Now, guys, we've been speaking over the last few weeks in regards to the midfield acquisition. I mean, we were very disappointed after the end of the transfer window in regards to the midfield position because we all believe, don't we? We all believe that the midfield is extremely important at Man United and we should have fixed that midfield position. Lo and behold, we've had a lot of rumours about Manchester United making a midfield acquisition in January. Now, look, what do I make of this? Now, I'm not going to come out here and say it's entirely untrue. Fabrizio Romano has been speaking about the midfield position, quoting that Manchester United are looking to strengthen the midfield in January. Who that will be is up in the air at the moment. Could it be a Baleba? Will Man United take the risk? Will Man United break the bank for Baleba? Or will Manchester United wait until the summer and buy a stopgap for now or loan a stopgap for now, i.e. someone like Gallagher or someone of that ilk? Manchester United are desperate for midfielders. My only question would be if they felt they needed a midfielder, which we all did, why didn't they do that in the summer? Why didn't they do that whilst the transfer window was open? And this will be my one question, of course. Maybe time ran out. Maybe they just didn't have enough time. Because obviously we were chasing Baleba with a month to go in the window. A few weeks to go in the window. We were chasing Baleba with a month or a few weeks to go in the window. So, you know, what I would say is that, look, you know what? I'm not going to put it in the realms of impossibility. However, I do feel that Man United won't sign an expensive player in January. Contrary to belief in regards to the media, I believe Man United will get a stopgap. That's the most Man United will get, which will be a loan or something like that. Manchester United have not spent money in January since Bruno Fernandes, of course, came in 2017. It was Bruno Fernandes where Man United were chasing. We were chasing him for a long time as well. Bruno Fernandes came in at that time. Other than that, I can remember Andy Cole. I can remember players like that who came in. Obviously, we had the swap deal with Sanchez and Mkhitaryan with Arsenal, which didn't work out at all. Going by the law of averages, going by what's been going on in the past, I just can't really see how Man United do a deal in January in regards to Baleba. I think Baleba is the summer thing. But what Manchester United need to do is Manchester United need to do what I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, is obviously meet up with Baleba and get an agreement done in principle. Get an agreement done, get something verbally put down, something in writing that solidifies Baleba's chances of signing for Manchester United in the summer. And it will make it a lot easier and quicker for Baleba to come to Manchester United in the summer, guys. Look, this still should have been done this summer. Of course, it should have been done this summer. But it's better late than never. If we can get that player through the door, it's an absolute generational. But it does also depend, guys. It does also depend on how he does this season. If Baleba doesn't perform this season, there's going to be a lot of questions asked about it, isn't it? Now, a lot of people are saying that Baleba's head's been turned. He's disgruntled. He's unhappy at the fact that he weren't allowed to go to Manchester United. And obviously Brighton have kind of priced him out of the market, of course. It is kind of, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, when you're looking at his price, you're looking at 115 odd million, which is a lot of money for Baleba. One good season in the Premier League. You know, it's very risky, you know, and that has basically that scared off Manchester United, as we heard Man United making a 60 million offer for Baleba, which was nowhere near enough for Brighton. So Brighton gave their price. Brighton are a selling club, guys. Brighton are a selling club. Brighton notoriously don't keep players. They're not into keeping players. They're into buying players and selling them for profit. That's what Brighton do. So Brighton did not discourage Manchester United from making an offer for Baleba and are willing to sell Baleba. Now, a lot of people will be talking, you know what, Brighton want to keep Baleba. Brighton are not interested in that. Brighton are interested in the pennies, the peas. That's what they're interested in. They're interested in the money. It's all about the money with them. And if Man United come out with a big offer, they won't say no. They won't say no. But their offer is huge. As we know, Caicedo, who signed for Chelsea, went for around 100 million. And you look at João Pedro, who also went to Chelsea, he went for about 50, 60 million, didn't he? So, look, you know, we have to meet somewhere in the middle, around 80, 90. I think that would do the trick. And I think we'll be able to get Carlos Baleba then. Will we get him in January? Will we get him in the summer? I mean, it's up in the air. My feeling is that over history, over evidence suggests that we don't really spend money in January. And it's not in the realms of impossibility, but I would guess that Man United will probably go for a Conor Gallagher or someone like that in January if things are not looking too sharp in the Premier League and if we need more midfielders and reinforcements within the squad, of course. Or Man United will go after a younger player, of course, a Lucien Agume or a Lamine Kamara or someone like that. Man United might go after someone of that ilk, of course, guys. But it is all up in the air. Of course, Martial was another one who came to Manchester United for quite a hefty fee around January, wasn't it? 50 million. He was last. Was he the last? No, he was before that. I mean, obviously, Martial was one of them as well. So, we'd have to wait and see. We'd have to play this by ear. But Man United need a midfield signing. Hopefully, we survive up until January because we have got a big few games coming up this next few weeks, and we have to survive up until January. Just, what? We'll be fine now. We're going to be right now. I mean, because our midfield is not strong enough, in my opinion. Although I think we can cope. I think we can cope until January, guys. That's one thing I would say about that, of course, guys. But who's going to be the sacrificial lamb? Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb at Manchester United? Who's going to be the one who's going to be sold? I mean, there is rumours about Man United, outgoings of Man United, more outgoings of Man United. And I would say that there are a number of players that still need to leave the football club. I really do. I do think that Malacia is still at the football club, of course. We still got Luke Shaw at the football club. Of course, Casemiro's on 370,000 a week. He's still at the football club. There's a lot of things that we need to resolve before we spend money as well, of course. But Man United have made money over the summer. They've made money. They have made money. Where is the 50 plus 5 billion in incentives for Baleba that they were going to offer for Baleba? Where's that gone? Where's that, guys? And Man United still have the money. And if they wanted to, they could make a deal in January. Although I said there's a number of stipulations in regards to this, in regards to the way Ineos think. Ineos will be more like, you know what, we wait until the summer when the new financial year comes around. That's what we're going to do. Because obviously January will be this financial year, isn't it? And they don't want to do that because obviously it may affect the FFP and PSR and stuff like that. But it's not to say that Man United can't strike a deal. Even if we strike a deal, you know what, that happens next year. Even if it happens next summer, if we strike a deal and get an agreement in place, agreement in principle, I think all parties will be happy. It does look like a Baleba's head has been turned. It does look like that way. But I do feel that Man United need to make a move quickly because if we don't make a move, as well as I do, the Real Madrids, the PSGs, the Barcelonas, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, the Arsenals are going to come in for Carlos Baleba. We know that. So we have to make sure that we do this deal. Now, another player that Man United have been heavily interested in over the last few weeks and months is Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton, I did say it, guys. I said he's a very underrated player. A little bit injury prone as we had the concerns about him, when we were talking about in a community. A little bit injury prone. But he has captured the interest of Real Madrid. And this is what we're talking about right now. Real Madrid are interested in revamping their midfield, and Adam Wharton is high on their priority list, guys. This is what we're talking about in regards to snoozing and losing and not getting the players in. We have to get these players in whilst we can because we know, as well as I know, everyone knows, guys, that, if we don't get these players in, other clubs will be interested in getting them in. No doubt about it. Chelsea won't mind spending 100 million on Carlos Baleba. If Carlos Baleba has a fantastic season this season, we all know that, Chelsea are going to be, buying for his signature. Absolutely. 100%. And they won't be deterred by the 100 million price tag, of course, guys. Absolutely. Manchester United are looking in to bring in around 2 midfielders by next summer. They're looking to bring in 2 midfielders, revamp that midfield. Obviously, Casemiro's contract is expiring. Man United could offload Collier. There are other players there that Man United may decide are not good enough to play for Manchester United. Obviously, there's talk about Ugarte is not happy at Man United. There is a little bit of talk about that. There is Mainu situation, of course, going on as well. So there's a lot of situations that Man United need to resolve in regards to that midfield. And Man United could bring in 2 midfield players. As with the goalkeeper, Ruben Amorim wants his own players in there. He wants his own army. He wants his own midfield. He wants his own striker. He wants his own midfielder. He wants his own goalkeeper. This is what we're talking about, isn't it? We're talking about the spine of the team. And Ruben Amorim needs his spine of the team. He needs his spine of the team. He needs his guys. He needs his people. A bit like Alex Ferguson had his people there, isn't it? Ryan Giggs, Roy Keane, Paul Ince, David Beckham, Paul Scholes. They're all Alex Ferguson guys. They're all Alex Ferguson. And this is what we're talking about, isn't it? Ruben Amorim needs his own signings. Ruben Amorim needs his guys in there. That's what he needs. He don't need players who've been playing under Eric Ten Hag or playing under Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He needs his guys in there, guys. Absolutely. That is what he needs. And I feel like he will get his wish sooner or later. And hopefully, we have a really good season and we surprise everyone this season, starting with the Man City game at the weekend, of course, guys. Absolutely. Now, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone's doing well. Let me just read some of your comments real quickly. I hope you're doing blessed, my people. I hope you're doing good. Culture Sport. I got Culture Sport here. Let me just get this up for you. All of a sudden, let me get you up to it. Big up Benny first. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. I'm going to make a big call here. Water reminds me of young Roy Keane. Big shout. I know. Benny, mate, I've said two things, right? I've said Roy Keane. I've said Michael Carrick. I think it's a mixture of the both. And I don't think you're being overly complimentary. I mean, Roy Keane's a huge thing, of course, but he does remind me of a young Roy Keane. You're not wrong to say that. I actually believe that he does remind me of a young Roy Keane, and I think that if Alex Ferguson was manager of Man United right now, Adam Wharton would be the guy. I know, guys. The type of player that Alex Ferguson signs, Adam Wharton would be the guy. He'll be the guy that Man United will be bringing in. Trust me. It'll be Adam Wharton all day long. Good morning, Culture Sport. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed. Big up yourself. Hope you're good. Of course. Hope you're good. Sorry about that. Who are your preferred midfielders to bring in? Do we need 4 in the next 2 windows? I think Man United need 2 good midfielders. I would be happy with 2 good midfielders at the moment. Man United can good midfielders, i.e. an Adam Wharton and a Ballet, but I know it sounds unrealistic. But if Man United, you know, that would fix a lot of problems. That would fix a lot of problems for me. Sorry about that. That would fix a lot of problems, and I believe also Man United need that right wing back position. They need that right wing back position sorted out. Definitely need that right wing back position. Of course, how are you doing? Hope you're well, my friend. It's kind of exciting to think if we... sorry, it's a bit slow. It's a bit lagging today. Innovating to think if we almost would have a hold for midfield wing backs to see as of next summer. Need a new right wing back as well. And it's absolutely Revat7. Big up Revat7. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I'm not Rao have been linked to Wharton. He was talked about for a year. I've watched him 8 and 9 matches last season. His passing abilities are excellent. Look, everyone knows ever since the European Championships that Adam was a fantastic player, and he's a player that Man United should try and try and get, in my opinion. I think we should try and get him. I really do. I think we should try and get Adam Wharton and Baleba. You never know, but it would be expensive, of course. It would be expensive, of course, guys. Absolutely. Chat is lagging a little bit. Missed half season with a groin injury. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, Revan. I hope you're doing well. Yes, this is one thing that we have to consider. Obviously, is the injury proneness of players, because this is something that we need to sort out. We really do. We need to sort out the injury proneness of players, because if we carry on buying players that are injured, we're not going to play them, of course, guys. We're not going to end up playing them enough. And we're going to have the Mason Mount situation and other players that we signed over the years situation. We need to move away from that. We need to study the injury record of these players as well. I honestly think Wharton will be okay, though. I honestly think Wharton will be okay. Absolutely. I think Wharton will be all right. Big up Revert7. And he's injured again. Yes, he got injured before the England internationals, of course. Good morning, sir. In January, we need a midfielder and a right wing back. I agree. A right wing back is something that we cannot forget as well, because we do need that proper, natural right wing back. We got the left wing back support sorted out. We need that right wing back sorted out. Absolutely. Because Dalot and Ahmad are not right wing backs, in my opinion. And I think we suffer quite a lot in those areas. And if you watch the teams who play against us, you see how they're attacking that area. They're attacking that area non-stop. Do you know what I mean? So I think Man United need to sort that area out. Absolutely. So how many midfielder? I think 2, Ephraim, 2, my friend. I think Man United need at least 2. And then we rely on youngsters as well. Wharton or Baleba can be a good addition to our team. I think both of them will be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Helge, if Cunha is fit for City, what team do you start if he's not? I know what I would start. I'm going to do my match preview on Friday. So I would give you my team that I would pick for the City game. Yeah, I would give it on then. Thank you so much. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. Let's get to 50 likes. Every show is the minimum is 50 likes, and then we go on from there. And we hopefully can get 100 likes, guys. But look, Fabrizio Romano has been speaking about Man United signing a midfielder. So there has to be some. I've always believed there's no smoke without fire. There's no smoke without fire. And I think Man United are interested in bringing in a midfielder. And I think Man United will bring in a midfielder. And there will be some more outgoings as well. I do believe that Ruben Amorim is looking to build his own team. I'm talking about almost full 11. Full 11, guys. He's looking at doing his own team, guys, in opinion. And not only in regards to his own team, he's looking to build his own defense as well. He's looking to bring in, let me just see this tweet. He's looking to bring in his own defense as well, guys, as well. Let me just see this. Someone's just texted me. 1 second, guys. Yeah. So he's looking to bring in his own one as well. Let me just write this. Yeah. And he's also looking to revamp that defense, guys. He's also looking to revamp that defense as well, guys. Let me just write this tweet. Sorry about this. So one of the defenders that Ruben Amorim is looking to bring in at Manchester United is Dani Vivian. Dani Vivian is a player that currently plays for Athletic Bilbao. Manchester United are fully aware that we are a little bit short on the defensive areas, and questions have been asked about Licha Martinez's fitness and Aiden Heaven's fitness. Obviously, they've been injured this season. So Manchester United could revamp that defense. Of course, as we know, Lindelof and Evans are no longer at the football club, and we have not replaced those defenders. Yes, we got a few young defenders in there, but Dani Vivian is a player that Man United are looking at. And guys, you heard it here first. Dani Vivian, Manchester United are looking at another defender as well to have cover in those areas with a little bit of experience, of course, guys, which I think will be absolutely imperative. Ruben Amorim, as I just said, that Ruben Amorim is looking to completely revamp the whole team. Basically, in the next year, you will see a completely different Manchester United team. You're going to see a proper Ruben Amorim team. That's what you're going to see, a proper Ruben Amorim team. You're going to see a team full of his players, because this is how Ruben Amorim works. When he was at Sporting Lisbon, he got rid of about 20 players, guys. 20 players, as we know, he got rid of. And he could be doing the same at Man United as well. So let's wait and see. We've got 7. Maguire, Casemiro, and maybe Bruno will leave next summer. Who do you think will replace them, Sal? We've got 7. Look, I would say Baleba would come in. I think he would come in. I think there's a lot of players who Man United are linked with. There's a lot of players on Man United's transfer wish list. There's about 100 players on Man United's transfer wish list. So out of those 100 players, it depends also if Man United get into Europe. Who's going to replace them? If Man United get into Europe, we go by the same thing again, don't we? We have the European transfer list. We have the non-European transfer list. This is what it's going to be. So if Man United qualify for Europe, the European transfer list will be completely different to the non-European transfer list. And that's what I would say in regards to that. So it's all up in the air, of course. Jaylani, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up. Surely there has to be a better stopgap option than Gallagher. No offense. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think he's a little bit underrated because he's not fashionable, Jaylani. His name's Gallagher. If his name was Alvarez Concedo, people would be going, oh my God, have you heard of Gonzalez Concedo? It's a little bit of the xenophobia going on around, you know what I mean? Because of the British thing and stuff like that. Oh, I don't want him because he's boring. It's a bit like people saying that I want Baleba over Wharton. You know, Wharton is probably going to fit Man United a bit better, but that's just the way people think. Are there better stopgaps? Of course there are. Of course there are. But a lot of these players are not available on loan. We have to look at who's available on loan. That's what we have to look at. Who's available? I mean, when you're looking at experience, Premier League experience, someone who can fit in straight away. If we bring him in January, we need a player who's going to fit in straight away, don't we? We need a player who's going to start straight away in the team, don't we? Big up Milton, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. No doubt they are a good midfielder is a priority. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Big up Milton. Hope you're doing well. Of course, Dalot, Shaw, Maguire, Bruno, Casemiro, Ugarte will all be gone by next summer. Could be, Benny. Could be. It does look like Ruben Amorim completely wants to revamp the whole team, wants to get his own team. And I'm not surprised by that. He wants his own team. He does. I think there will be a few players that stay. Obviously, the Lady Yoro, De Ligt, players, Dorgu, players of that ilk will stay at Manchester United. But there are, as you said, Luke Shaw, Dalot. Dalot is up in the air because Dalot, obviously, Ruben Amorim likes Dalot a little bit. I mean, obviously, we know how we feel about Dalot, but Ruben Amorim has an affiliation with Dalot, doesn't he? He likes Dalot for some reason, doesn't he? But I do believe we need to sell him. I do agree, Benny. Any wing backs are linked to? Van der Sar has been linked with Manchester United, of course, guys. I've been talking about that all summer. Van der Sar's a player that Man United have been linked to. There is also news about Munoz of Crystal Palace is another one that Man United are linked to as well, but we have to play that by ear. As I said, Man United's transfer wish list will change in regards to European qualification. It is early in the season and everything can change. Anything can change over the next, 8 months? Anything can change and we're going to have to play that by ear and see what happens over the next months, guys. Absolutely. Big up Revert 7. Liza Rami. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Blaber would be good. And I know Verratti 32, but I think experience and ability would be good for the youth and the team. Absolutely. Liza Rami. You heard me talk about Verratti a few days ago. You know what I mean? Before everyone else. Obviously, Liza Rami. And I was speaking about Verratti a few days ago, and Verratti wouldn't be a bad stopgap. Verratti would not be a bad stopgap, guys. He would be actually a decent stopgap for Man United. I would love him at Man United. I would. I'm sorry, but I would, because I think that his experience will be telling, and we can keep him until the summer. You know, he's currently playing in Qatar. He's only worth about 10 million euros. So I think it would be a good option for Man United. I really do, guys. I really do feel that. Ronin, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Next summer, once we offload Bayern, Casemiro, Maguire and Dalot, along with Mount and Shaw, depending on their performances and injury records this season, we'll be in a much stronger position. We will be, Ronin. Look, it's not. At the end of the day, there's no point being doom and gloom, because we're looking at things at the moment, and we're not actually as far away as people think. A lot of people are writing Man United off. We've seen the media outlets out there writing Man United off, as they always do. This is what they do. They write Man United off. This is what they're all about, isn't it? But we're not. We're very close. We're closer than you can ever imagine. Absolutely, as the song goes. We are very close, guys, and I think that Man United will fix it up and shore everything up by the summer. Little bit disappointed we didn't get the midfield in this summer, of course, because obviously it is very important. Even if we did go for Verratti, even if we got Verratti this summer, I think no one would complain. We'll say at least we got back up in that midfield position of someone experienced and something like that. But yeah, Man United will have another summer next summer, of course, which would hopefully fix the problems that we have at the moment. Big up Ronin. Big up Helge. I'm looking forward to the game later tonight. I've missed proper football. Still haven't gotten over the spreadsheet post. Pick up. I mean, at the end of the day, look, I will speak it as it is, Helge. As you know, I'll always speak my mind. I won't sugarcoat from that, even if it meant blackballing myself. It's just the way it is at the end of the day, guys. I will speak the truth. I will speak the truth. And I will never shy away from that. You know what I mean? Because I know what is and know wagwan about these things, of course, guys. Absolutely. But look, you know what? Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game tonight. England are playing Serbia tonight. Basically, this game, right? This game is a make or break. It is a make or break, actually. This game, because if Serbia win this game, it's in their hands. If England win this game, they're going through. But if Serbia win this game, qualification is in their hands. I know they need to come to England to play, but it will be in their hand. It's going to be a very interesting game, guys. Absolutely. And make sure you join me for the watch along tonight, guys. Going to be an interesting game. Revert. I remember my mate didn't approve Dwight York signing 98 because he was a boring name. He wanted Kluivert. But yes, I think a lot of people felt that way for Revert 7. Batistuta, Patrick Kluivert, all the names were coming out, you know what I mean? Even before that, there was Marcelo Salas and players like that. But when Man United, back in them days, we looked at Dwight York, and you know what? I wasn't like snobby. Maybe I was a little bit, it's a little bit boring. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I understood what Alex Ferguson was doing. I understood what he was trying to build. I understood the Premier League experience. I understood the link between Andy Cole and Dwight York, and I felt it would work. And I was excited, not excited at the same time. But obviously, a lot of people were talking about Patrick Kluivert, Batistuta, of course, and players of that ilk. You know what I mean? And Marcelo Salas was about 1997. It was. Not 1998, 99. It was about 1997, I think it was. We were after Marcelo Salas when he first broke through with the Chilean national team, guys. But he's another one that Man United were interested in, yes. But Man United got Dwight York, and the rest is history, as they say. Man United, where would we be if we signed Patrick Kluivert or Batistuta? Where would we be? We couldn't have done better than what we've done. Where would we be? That's the biggest question, you know? And I'm happy, revert saying, that we did what we did. Nuno, yeah, Sal, big up Grayo, big up my legend. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're well. Yes, Nottingham Forest has sat Nuno, Santo, of course, guys, of Nottingham Forest. You know what I would say about this, guys? I would say to Nottingham Forest, be careful what you do. Be careful what you wish for. Because what he's done at Nottingham Forest is absolutely unbelievable. He's getting a little bit ahead of himself. He's getting a little arrogant, right? And they have fallen out. The manager, Nuno, and himself have fallen out. So this owner is getting a little bit ahead of himself, in my humblest of opinion, guys. And I think they made a big mistake, of course. Variety is the definition of form is temporary, class is permanent. Absolutely. He's 32, guys. He's 32. Bruno Fernandes is 31. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And Variety would be a phenomenal loan deal if we managed to do something like that. LT, big up Sal, big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. We need get that CM in January to secure a good league position. We were shot for better players next summer with European, hopefully. And this is what we're talking about, LT, isn't it? This is what we mean. I mean, what Man United would do this summer, I don't think Man United are going to go out there and absolutely blow the doors off. I don't think they're going to go out there and buy Baleba. I think Baleba will be in the summer. I actually think that Man United will go there and get a stopgap for now. Who that stopgap is, we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Guys, 101 watching. Guys, 111 watching. Only 32 likes, guys. Let's get to 50 likes, guys. Let's don't forget, get the likes up, guys. Get the subscribers up, guys. Let's challenge the powers that be. And let's bring Stretford Post to the top with this community, guys. And I won't forget this community. I'm not like the others. Absolutely. Jaylani, big up. I always think if we only get Qatar, this revamp would have been much easier. Of course it would have been, Jaylani. Of course it would have been. It would have been an unbelievably quick. Of course it would have been. We wouldn't be penny pinching. The debt will be cleared. And Man United's FFP and PSR would be through the roof. And we'll be in a good position. Obviously, we will. But unfortunately, we haven't got this. We haven't got this, and we have to hope and pray that we get our Manchester United back and we become a successful football team again, because ultimately, this is what it's all about. It's about Manchester United becoming successful again, and that's all I care about right now, right here, right now. Hypotheticals always are going to be the thing, obviously, because we would have had a full sale, we would have got the Glazers out, we would have got the debt cleared, and things would have done a lot better. The likes of the players that we've been having problems with, the likes of Anthony, the likes of Sancho, the likes of Shaw, all these players won't be at the football club anyway. We know that 100%. You know, we probably would have got more money for them. Helge, I can admit I'm a bit unfair when it comes to Gallagher. I'm not sold on him. I don't want any Chelsea player, but at the same time, I'm not being fair. I admit you're not being fair, mate. You're not being fair. I mean, I think that the problem is with people is that not you in particular, Helge. But I think the problem is people are looking for that fashionable shirt seller of a player. You know, the shirt seller. He would do a good job for Man United for 6 months. He would do a good. He's done all right for Atletico Madrid, guys. They love him over there. They love Conor Gallagher at Atletico Madrid. I'm not saying sign Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is going to be the player to take us forward. No, I'm talking about, look, would you like Conor Gallagher in your squad? Premier League experience, England international. Would you like him in your squad alongside Baleba? You know, of course you would. Of course you would, because you would have that experience there, that little bit of energy in there, you know. I did say it. I think if his name was something else, if he had a fashionable name, guys, I think, you know what I mean, Conorino, Galacini, it would be like, you know what, that player. Have you heard of that player? It's that player plays at Atletico Madrid. Bloody hell, is good, in it. You know what I mean? Big up, Helge. Ephraim, so I'm very positive for the coming games. I do not know why. I think you should be positive, my friend. I think you should be. It's better than that. Nottingham Forest lowest odds for taking over is Ange, Marco Silva, Mourinho, and Rodgers. I think it'd be a great move for Mourinho, but I think that they've really disturbed things in Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were in a good place. I think Nottingham Forest were in a decent place, and I think they really rocked the boat a little bit, in my opinion. I think they rocked the boat, and I think they didn't need to rock the boat, if you know what I mean. I mean, obviously, when you fall out with the chairman and you're not getting on with the chairman always wins, isn't it, at the end of the day? Revert 7. Yeah, it was the first link to him in December 97. Fergie wanted himself to scout him in Chile. I remember the news of sport. Yeah, and Lazio bought him for a record fee. So obviously we didn't get him. I was disappointed with that. I was very disappointed about Marcelo Salas, because obviously you were talking the other day about Marcelo Salas and Chile, when they played England at Wembley. And when he scored that fantastic goal, little knee, first time volley into the goal in the back of the net. Past Nigel Martin. Guys, listen, guys, Stretford Post. Guys, listen, you can't beat historically with me. I don't look at spreadsheets. I'm not like the others. I'm not like the others. I'm not a spreadsheet content creator. I just come out with it, guys. Give me the history. I will tell you. Absolutely, guys. And yeah, look, Marcelo Salas was a fabulous player. Absolutely fabulous player. Went to Lazio. Should have went to Man United. But you know what I would say about that? I would not change a thing about Man United back then. Not a thing now. Looking back, I would say nah, because what we achieved, it can't be matched. Unless we won the quadruple, it can't be matched what we achieved there. You know, and I think that I would never change anything about it. Anything. I wouldn't even swap Jonathan Greening for Zinedine Zidane back then. Because every single player, to a man, played their part in that treble-winning season. And I'm delighted what we did. And I would never forget it because of the way we did it as well. It was the way we did it. We didn't go out there and just spend a load of money. Yes, we bought in Dwight York. Yes, we bought in Jaap Stam. But that's about it. We didn't go out there and completely blow the doors off. You know, we actually had an inclus of youth players in that team as well. But Marcelo Salas, Gabriel Batistuta, Patrick Kluivert, loads of great players that Man United have been linked with over the years, guys. And what we're linked with now, Dani Vivian. Dani Vivian, a defender from Athletic Bilbao, Manchester United, they're interested in case the next lot go and talk about Dani Vivian. Guys, you heard it here first. Of course. We've at 7. During an international break, actually, it was around November 1997. Yeah, my school went to the game against Chile. I didn't go to the game. My school went to the game. We used to organize England trips when I was at school, and I missed that one. I used to go to all of them, but I didn't go to that one. I had a football match. I was a footballer. Absolutely. Helge. Also, Gallagher is painted as only an engine, but I think he has a lot more than that to his game technique, and his crossing is amazing. Mate, you know what? This is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing. You know, look, I'm guilty of it as well. I'm guilty of looking at players and thinking, you know what? It's boring. He's a boring signing. But Carrick was a boring signing, wasn't he? When we signed Carrick, I was like, Carrick? Boring? Come on, guys. Become one of our best midfielders in our history. You know what I mean? And that's what we're talking about, you know? When you think about the players that Man United have brought in over the years, you know? And you think about, we never really gone out there and bought the Batistuta like we've been talking, the Marcelo Salas and the Ronaldos and things like that. R9s I'm talking about. But, you know, we got Carrick and we got Dwight York and we got Andy Cole and we got players like that, which worked. And that's ultimately what it's all about, isn't it? Making it work. Make it work, of course. Would rather want Salinho than Gallagher. Your spot. Big up, my friend. He's a great player. Have you heard of Salinho, Helge? Oh, my goodness me. What a player. Goodness me. 30 goals in 30 games. Sal, Nottingham Forest looks like a mafia. He's scary. He's just a chubby fella, guys. Absolutely. He's just a chubby fella who's very greedy. At the end of the day, I'm not going to say that, actually. He lives a good life, so fair play to him. But you know what? Him and Santos are falling out for whatever reason, and I wish them luck. I like Nottingham Forest. I do. And I think they've done things very well, and I think the manager has done very well at Nottingham Forest. Let's not forget, Nottingham Forest have got 2 European Cups, guys. They've got 2 European Cups. Let's not ignore that. More than Asna. Ronan, as a neutral fan, I believe England team would perform better if they switched to a 3-4-3, especially with their gifted wing-backs like Trent and Lewis Skelly. Your thoughts, Sal? England have always played a 3-4-3 in the past. They played it under Gareth Southgate, Ronan. They played a 3-4-3, exactly the same formation as Man United. They played a 3-4-2-1 against Holland in the European Championships not too long ago. And yes, I agree with that. It does work for England. It does seem to work for England because you obviously got the 2 attacking wing backs, of course, guys. And you've also got the 3 centre backs. You know what I mean? I do think England are a little bit lightweight in defence. I think maybe if England went to a 3 against Spain, maybe England would have done a little bit better in that game, in my opinion. Concentrate on the wing backs with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and obviously, you know, you got the right wing back as well. You've obviously got Lewis Skelly in there as well, who are doing very well. So you've got a nucleus there of a 3-4-3, of course. And I think that international football is different. I think you do need to look at things in a little bit more tactical thing, a bit more defensive than that, because I do think England leak a lot of goals, and I think that they would do better. Good point, Ronan. Very good point, as usual, my guy. Kenny, heard Nuno was sacked, and not really surprising that owner and Nuno clearly weren't good terms. But at the end of the day, what I would say about good terms, right, Kenny? What I would say about good terms is that it shouldn't be about good terms. It should be about results on a football pitch. I've always believed that. I believe that Nottingham Forest are punching way above their weight at the moment. Way above their weight at the moment. They were a championship team not too long ago. And I think that what you do, right, you should be careful what you wish for. Now, look, they're going to get a new manager in. They'll probably get a new manager bounce. If I was their owner, I would get Jose Mourinho. I would get Jose Mourinho, in my opinion. Hell, the English media would lose their heads, man. I mean, with Thomas Tuchel, yeah, definitely. I mean, the game against Andorra. Look, guys, these games are so dead because obviously Andorra went there just to preserve. And when you have 11 men behind the ball, it's boring. You know, it is boring. I think that these games are a little bit pointless, in my opinion. Ben, Ephraim, so what is your thought of Man City decisions about the sponsorship? I think Man City are 115 cheaters, mate. Technically, Benny, Gallagher is very good on the ball and quick passes for fun and works hard off the ball. I'll take him until the end of the season. I would as well, Benny. It's not like saying that it's a permanent deal. We get him next season. He's going to be ahead of Baleba and blah, blah, blah. I would get him. I would get him for 6 months. Absolutely, Benny. Spot on. Revert 7. Sal, do you remember the nearly signed Ortega? Yes, on a long-term loan in December 1997. Fergie confirmed it in one of his books. Yeah, we also signed him on a permanent, almost. I remember when I was waiting for the 1998 World Cup, and Ortega, obviously a winger. Ariel Ortega was brilliant. Oh, he was brilliant, guys. He was a proper winger. I was so excited about Ortega. I was like, we're going to get Ortega. We're going to get Ortega. And we didn't get him. We didn't get him, did he? We didn't get him. Went to Inter Milan, didn't he? He went to Inter Milan. I think he was playing for Parma. Was it? If I'm not right, I think he went to Parma and then Inter Milan, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, a very good player. Very good player. Back in them days, guys, if you talk about football and back in them days, football, my goodness me, tell you how much football has regressed. Absolutely. Big up, Tybo. What's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. What position have you been playing as a footballer, Sal? Right back and centre midfield. I can play on wing back as well. Yeah. That's what I used to do. I used to be a centre back, a good centre back, but I was too short. But I was a good defender. I was a right wing back though. I would bomb up that wing like nobody's business. Absolutely. I looked a little bit like Gary Neville back then as well. Funny enough. Held. I'm also guilty of being underwhelming when Carrickson got signed. How wrong I was. What an absolute Royce. I love him. But it was all down to Alex Ferguson, wasn't it, Held? It was all down to Alex Ferguson's genius. That's what it was. I learned after 1998. I learned that never underestimate Sir Alex Ferguson. Never underestimate Sir Alex Ferguson. I learned that. Never underestimate him. He knows what he's doing. I leave it to Fergie. I knew that when he signed Cantona. I remember when he signed Cantona, and I remember going, "Oh my goodness me!" Even as a young lad. I was like, oh my goodness me, Cantona's trouble. You see him at Leeds, you see him in France and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and all this business, Guys, look, one player I wanted over the years, I felt like was David Ginola, another one. David Ginola got crucified, basically, because he gave away the ball, which contributed to France not qualifying for the World Cup in 1994. Guys, gave away the ball, and Romania went to the World Cup. Guys, Revert 7, what's your prediction for tonight's game versus Serbia, Sal? 3-0 England. No. 2-0 England. 2-0 England. I'm saying 2-0 England. I'm a bit conflicted because I'm a little bit concerned about the team. It is an inexperienced team. Obviously, there's no Cole Palmer, there's no Bellingham in there, but I think England will be good enough to beat Serbia in the end. Serbia are good guys. Got Mitrovic up front, Vlahovic, but I think England will win 2-0, 3-0, something like that. Don't forget to join me for the watch along, guys. Please don't forget. Tybo, I think the match tonight has a risk of the heavy demonstration against the government that goes on for months now. And I know in Serbian fans, they bring that to the stadium. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully not, Tyborg. We don't want any of that anymore, do we, at the end of the day, guys? But what I would say is that It's going to be an atmospheric game. Obviously, we know with Partizan Belgrade and teams like that, of course, it is always atmospheric. It is always a big game with Serbia. And I'm looking forward to it. This is precisely why I'm doing a watch-along for the Serbia game. Exactly why I'm doing a watch-along for the Serbia game. Because there's something riding on the game. There's something that actually means something. It's not Andorra. Serbia win, it's in their hands, right? So if England win, it's basically a foregone conclusion. England going to qualify. England going to play Latvia and teams like that. But, you know, if Serbia win, hopefully they don't. But if Serbia win, and then it's going to be a different game, different group, of course. How many teams go to the World Cup, by the way, guys? Is it 2 or 1? Is it 2? Does one go to a playoff? I'm not sure. LT. Amron created the bomb squad, and the reason why they created the bomb squad, and the reason why these are not longer at the club yet, we as fans also wanted. 1 second, guys. It's my shopping. I've got to replace this piece of shopping again. Every time they haven't got my bloody thing. Every time they haven't bloody got my yogurt. You know, you guys, they need to sort it out. You know, they need to sort out my bloody yogurt, guys. Tell them. Right, let me just sort this out. They are no. They're annoying me now, man. That's not good. That's not good. I'm a fair weather England fan. I only get up for the tournaments. Our qualification friendlies are boring. They are boring. They are boring. I remember when I was younger, though. I used to really enjoy the England games for some reason. I used to go to them quite a lot. Until, you know, when I stopped going to England games. Do you want me to tell you when I stopped going to England games? Right? The last England game I went to was, I went to the 98 World Cup. The last England game I went to, obviously, I went to Qatar for the game against Wales. The one before that was Saudi Arabia. Way back. And guys, what I would say about it is that I started hearing anti-Man United songs. Stand up if you hate Man U, all that rubbish. I started hearing Man United songs, and I got annoyed. I said, why? I said, out of everything, right, all they can think about is singing anti-Man United songs. That's all they care about is anti-Man United songs, you know? England need to be much better against Serbia. It's probably a much tougher game tonight. I think one thing about it, Milton, is that Serbia has to come at England. I feel like when Serbia come at England, I think England will exploit the spaces. The thing is, when you play a team like Andorra, however, Andorra just sit back and just wait for whatever. You know what I mean? But it is a big game. I'm looking forward to it. It's a very interesting game. These are the type of games I love. These type of games I love where something is riding on it. Daryl, boring internationals, bro. I would have took Gallagher for the time being. I would as well. I think we'll be very snobby not to take Gallagher. I think we would. I think the fact that our midfield is what it is, I think Gallagher would improve our midfield at the moment. Even if it is just for 6 months, I think it would improve our midfield. And I think if we got Gallagher, we'll be all right until the end of the season. Tyburg. I'm not an England supporter. I just follow England because of United players, but I think Tuchel is not the right person. A German lead in England has some royal family vibes to it. The royal family are German, yeah. What I would say is that I don't think that, in my humblest of opinion, Tyburg, unless it was Jurgen Klopp, right? Unless it was Jurgen Klopp or someone of that ilk, I don't think any person should manage England if they're not from England. And that's just my opinion. I think it should be an English man leading that England. However, if it was the likes of Jurgen Klopp or something leading that England, I will be in a different sort of thing because I know that, you know what, he understands the Premier League and things like that. And so does Tuchel, to be fair. I just don't think Tuchel's style suits England. I don't. I think his style is very pragmatic. I haven't quite worked it out yet. But I wish him all the best. I wish him all the best because it's not easy. It's not easy to be accepted. I know with Fabio Capello, when Fabio Capello was manager of England, it was not good, innit? As well as only one I thought was decent was Sven. God rest his soul. He was at Valencia. Yeah, and then he went to He started at Parma, didn't he? Let me find this out for you. Right. Ariel Ortega. You see that? I don't have Google. Now I've got Google. I'm going to say on Google, right? Man United were first linked to Ortega. In 1999-2000, that Man United were linked to Ortega, and Ortega played for Parma. 56 appearances, 23 goals from the wing in 99-2000. But Man United were also interested in Ortega in 1998 and 99. But they were interested in him when he scored 23 goals in 56 appearances for Parma as well. But we were interested in him in 1998 as well. And you're right, when he played for Valencia. And then he played for Sampdoria. And then, no, he played for Sampdoria. Then he went to Parma. That's when Man United were interested in him. Yeah, about 98, 99, just before the World Cup. Yeah, it says it here. Yeah, sorry, Revert 7. What kind of winger was that? A bruiser or dynamo? Dynamo, mate. Quick and then fast. Very quick. So, from the 3 generations of England team, which one's better? The best England team was definitely, for me, the 2002 England squad. I think that was the best one. You're looking at Ashley Cole. You're looking at Ashley Cole, Sol Campbell, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville. In midfield, you had, who did we have in midfield at that time? Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Paul Scholes, David Beckham. My goodness me, what a team. Up front, we had the likes of Michael Owen, Emil Heskey, Alan Shearer was still playing, of course. Robbie Fowler was still playing, of course. We had a number of players there, man. We had a great Teddy Sheringham was still there as well. Ray Rooney came in afterwards, of course. I think the best England team squad of players was that. The best England team in regards to how they played as a team was 96 Euros. That was the best England team as a team. As a team, it was that one, the 1996. I've never seen football like it with England. I mean, the only time I've ever seen football like that with England was when England beat Germany 5-1. And then, obviously, that's the only time I saw England really good. But 96 was probably the best team. Not the best individuals, but the best team, in my opinion. Should have won that Euros. Absolutely. Tyborg, he wasn't a softie, that's for sure. Absolutely, brother. I wasn't a softie, definitely not. Not back in them days. I got the bruises and scars to prove it. During my school days, I used to play as a left wing and a few years later as a central defender. In your school days? Big up, Tyborg. Big up, Kenny. My prediction 2-2 for Serbia. That would do for me, Kenny. That would do for me. Revert Sevi, I was a fullback 2 for my school team since Sunday League, Hackney Marshes. Hackney. Revert 7, have you played with me? You probably played with me. I played at Hackney Marshes many times. I lived in Leighton. I was down around the corner. At Hackney Marshes and Walthamstow days, I played defensive midfielder, sometimes me as well. Revert 7, we probably met. We don't even know, but we probably met, mate. We probably met. Helge, I'm curious to hear your view about the debate on international football and the nationality of managers. Do you think managers should be from the same country? Not exclusively. Not exclusively. I would say, this is what I would say, right? I would say if the manager is of exceptional talent, like a Jurgen Klopp, Alex Ferguson, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. Pep Guardiola, someone like that. I'm a little bit second guessing him at the moment. Someone like that. If it's a manager that will win you things, and you know what, will win things. When it's managed like Tuchel, you're like, well, is Tuchel really better than some of the English managers? You know, is he that much better? I mean, he won the Champions League, but he won the Champions League in the COVID year. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer broke records in the COVID year. You know, and I'm thinking, is he really that much better? It's up in the air. It's all up in the air, of course. But I wouldn't say exclusively no. I think we moved on in times. I don't think that it's like that. But I think that someone like Eddie Howe should have been an England manager. Looking back now, if Jurgen Klopp wasn't available, I always liked Arsene Wenger. I always thought he would have been a good England manager, in my opinion, because he knew about English football. But I think that someone like Jurgen Klopp, if he came into England, England would be very good. And I wouldn't have minded Jurgen. But Should have got Eddie Howe or something like that. If you know, at the end of the day, at the moment, the way the football is looking, the way England are looking at the moment, I've not been impressed at all. I watched the Senegal game. I was not impressed at all. That was one of the worst performances I've seen an England side in the last 10 years, 20 years. They haven't got my yogurt. You're hilarious, mate. New South Carolina. They haven't got my bloody yogurt, mate. When I never had my bloody nutritious yogurt. Man needs nutrition, bruv. Man needs nutrition. I need my nutrition, bruv. And I never got it. And I have to opt for something else, a sour ass mother bloody effing yogurt. So, you know what I mean? Goodness me. 40 likes, guys. We need to get to 50 likes, guys, before the end of the show. Don't forget, legends, guys. Helge, my opinion is every nation should have a manager that comes from that nation. This is why it's called a national team. One thing I would say, Tyborg, if the players have to come from that nation, why don't the managers? That's the thing, isn't it? So I think that it should be. I mean, yeah, I think so. I think the most successful managers in history have come from their nation. Spain, Portugal. I mean, Portugal had a German manager, didn't they, as well? Germany, always German, you know. Kenny, Gallagher ain't as bad stuff, a loan deal thing. It would be good for 6 months. Helge, I also think that would make everything much more cool. Best players and managers that from that country. Don't know why it is not even allowed, but everyone is right to their opinion, I guess. That's football. Football's an international game, isn't it? I don't think it helps England at all. You know, I don't think it helps any national team, to be honest with you, to have a manager who's not from their country. Because obviously, in particular, England, guys, let me tell you something about England. England's different. England's different. England are culturally different. You don't know about England, guys. England, the culture is different. You know, you don't know about the grassroots football in England. You don't know about Hackney Marshes like we've been talking about and things like that. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, people look at the Premier League and they think, oh, the Premier League's glamorous and that. But England is street football. You know what I mean? And we come from a different, I have to say, it's like a different sort of culture where, you know what, it's hard to understand as a German or a Spaniard or a French. But as I said, I wish him the best of luck. But if we go down that route, people are going to start saying, well, you know what? Every single English team should have English players. You know, we're going to start going down that route because I've heard that before as well. Milton. Tuchel surely has a good choice of players to work with. Absolutely a good team. We won't want to see a match like the Andorra one, I feel. Yeah, that was boring as hell. Thank God I didn't do the watch along for that. Revert 7. I personally didn't like Ortega. Top technique, but a diver. Do you remember the head-butted Van der Sar? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, thankfully Holland won 2-1. LT. It's also be honest. I also didn't rate Gallagher at Chelsea, but he's a good player for 6 months. LT for 6 months, I would say that I think that's all right for 6 months. Get him in there for 6 months, he'll be all right. Big up, Stephanie. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you back in the stream. Hope you're blessed, of course. Played at Hackney Marshes 97 to 2002. Me too. Revert 7. I probably played with you, bruv. I played there during the treble winning season. I probably played with you. I probably the one that nutmegged you, mate. I was probably that guy. The guy you couldn't get hold of. I ended up playing for Hornchurch and teams like that. I went trials at Tottenham. Guys, let me tell you something about levels, right? Levels when you go to the Premier League level. My goodness me. 47, 106. I was around that time. I lived in Windsor Road, Revert 7. Windsor Road in Leighton. I lived next to Leighton Orient. That's where I lived, round the corner. Helge. If we didn't get 50 likes, guys, Onana cancels his loan. Make sure you know. I'm going to ring up Trabzon Sport, guys. I'm very close to Turkey, guys, so I'm going to ring up Trabzon Sport. If you do not hit those likes, guys, and if we do not get those subscribers up, I'm going to ring up Trabzon Sport and I'm going to get Onana back in that football team. And then I'm going to approach Ruben Amorim and say, listen, I've seen a new lease of life from Onana. I think you should play him against City. Trust me, you better watch out. Sal's about. We had some crazy characters in our team. Absolutely. England has top players, but unfortunately your managers can't pick a balanced team because they have favourites. Yeah. England would have won the World Cup. You know what they would have done? A simple switch. You know what the simple switch was? Either Michael Carrick. That was it. Michael Carrick. It was the only switch. They had to drop Gerrard or Lampard. They had to drop him. Scholes should be playing with Michael Carrick. That is it. What did Spain do when they won the World Cup? What did Spain do? They got a dominating Barcelona team and filled the Spanish national team up with it. Why didn't England, right, have a midfield of Man United players? Why didn't they have strikers, Man United players? England could have had Teddy Sheringham and Andy Cole, Nicky Butt in that midfield with Paul Scholes, with David Beckham, right? They could have Gary Pallister and Steve Bruce in defense and Gary Neville at one time. Why didn't they do that? And then fill it up, the rest up with the other teams. I mean, that's what we're talking about, isn't it? Hated it or never ignored. They never wanted to pick Man United players. But they picked Barry Venison and players like that. When we came to England game, can you prepare what team you would have picked if you were England manager? You pick a formation, all the players. When we come to the England game, can you prepare that team? You would, I mean, the squad ain't good enough at the moment. The squad is, England ain't got their full squad there. So I wouldn't really talk too much about what England have got at the moment. They haven't got Bellingham there. They haven't got Cole Palmer there. He's not around at the moment. They've also got no Stones, no Wharton. There's a lot of players there that are not available. So it's very hard to pick the England team at the moment. I'm a big fan of Anderson. I think he's very good. I think he's going to be a good player in the future and stuff like that. It's hard to pick the England team at the moment with all the injuries and stuff like that. We had a Moroccan-British player in our team. He collected yellow cards like they were pig up. Laugh, math, nutter. I got spotted at Hackney Marshes. I played for a team called Beaumont, which is around the corner. And I got spotted. And I had trials. I ended up playing for Hornchurch in the lower leagues. And then I obviously had trials at Tottenham. Harry Kane was playing for Leyton Orient at the time. And I met Harry Kane a couple of times. Had trials for Leyton Orient at that time. Helge, Spain even put Fabregas on as a false 9 because he played for Barca at the time. Just filled the Barca players. Would have also worked with England. Yeah. Fill it up with Man United players. The treble winning team, by the way. The treble winning team. You know, you look at, right, guys, let me give you an example, right? 1996 European Championships. 1996 European Championships. Man United just won the double, right? Can't win anything with kids. No Scholes. No Beckham. No Andy Cole. No Steve Bruce. No Gary Pallister. No David May. The only one that got in the squad was Gary Neville. Now you tell me a team that has just won the double, right? Only one of their players get in the England squad when there's about 6, 7 to choose from. Right? You're telling me that shows you that the biased. Yet we had Gareth Southgate, Tony Adams, overrated. Darren Anderton, Tottenham. Right? Unbelievable. When you think about it, I can't even fathom. I mean, I know Gascoigne was good. I know that these players were decent. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Redknapp, Jamie Redknapp, Andy Cole wasn't even in there. Now you imagine you're playing Germany in a semi-final. Imagine bringing on Beckham, Scholes, Cole in the extra time. Mr. Trick, what's going on, Erstasy? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well. Hope good to see you. Yellow cards equals a £5 fine back then. Couldn't even afford that's my bloody. I didn't even have £5. It's unfortunate that Cole Palmer and Phil Foden aren't available. They do combine well in that attack. Loads looks better. Kane needs to score. He's a obligatory goal tonight. Kane always scores, absolutely. Yeah, he does score. He probably scored tonight as well. We need him. We ain't got much. We ain't got much up there, guys. Thank you, guys. 51 likes. Anana is finally leaving, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a great show. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. All that lovely stuff, guys. Also, please don't forget to put your notifications on in case I go live, guys. Don't forget to spread the Stretford Post word as well. We need to get to the 20,000 mark by Christmas, guys. We need to get the subscribers up. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you later on Chatterbox, guys. And also, I will be back for the watch-along tonight as well, guys. So please join me for that. It should be a chilled game. We're going to be chilled. It's not Man United, so we're not going to be stressed, guys. So thank you very much. Have a great day, great evening. And enjoy yourselves. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. Not Chatterbox. Definitely not Chatterbox. It's Breaking Dawn. Take it easy. Just testing you. Take it easy, guys. Peace.